They'll be calling you a radical. So these are historic videos, and I could give a fuck about popularism. Fuck popularism. I don't want popism. I like it when the view count's fucking low. These are historic fucking videos. So this is historic fucking that came out yesterday. This is Greenpeace International, not to be confused with Greenpeace United States. Greenpeace International has come out today. Yesterday, in the last 24 hours. Now remember, this is day 2548. Now remember, these scumbag criminal derelicts. How can you wait 7 fucking years? 7 fucking years. The frogs have been boiled nicely. This is it's a crime. I mean, you send your fucking money to Greenpeace. Send it to Sierra Club. These fucking criminal derelicts. And I want to say this about the tariffs. And everybody freaking out. Tariffs are good. Tariffs are good. But why the fuck would Trump put tariffs on fucking steel and solar? And not these. Not these. I didn't buy that. I don't buy anything made by slaves. Not just from the economic standpoint, from the morality. I like how you fuckheads all call yourselves Christians and Jesus-like. Jesus fucking Jesus would have his whip out tipping over tables. He'd be going after every one of you. These are slave camps where he lived, you know? You're fucking obey, consume, die of fucking cancer. Tariffs are good. But why the fuck is he indiscretionally going after? Because he wants to poison the environment. I mean, anything that poisons the environment, he's going to fucking put a tariff. You know, I'm pro-tariff. Pro-tariff. Tariffs are the answer. You know, Bill Walmart Clinton, fuck him. Fuck Bush. Obama, that scumbag, you want to fucking bitch about who put fucking Trump in the White House? Obama put Trump in the White House. Obama and his fucking oligarch Russian buddies. Fucking, he cut a deal in Saudi Arabia with London fucking Liz. Obama put Trump in the White House. Obama. Fucking, you think about that betraying, lying, globalist. That's the biggest fraud who ever walked. The biggest fraud who ever. Holdren? The Justice Department? Think about the G dynamic. G's fucking, that should be zero. They're going after him now? And the SEC, they're so criminal, they won't even report. These fucking government agencies should be all put in fucking jail. These government derelicts do not there. You should see the videos. I'm running by, an attorney today, because I don't really have an attorney. I have to use one of my friends who's an attorney, because nobody will support me. You know, thank you to the fucking crowd that has, our small fucking crowd. This historic work. With my chest split open heart surgery, aortic valve. Think about it. I had an aortic valve replacement less than a year ago. You need to think about that. AML leukemia. Think about that. And they're able to abuse me. No one gives a fuck in this state. No one gives a fuck. You can do whatever you want to me. This study coming out by Greenpeace International. Not to be confused with Greenpeace USA. They're very different. Night and day. 7 fucking years later? You think about my historic work for the last 7 years. I'm not just sitting, I walk it, I do it. I'll be back in San Francisco. I land there the 10th. And I'm going to do a protest at Ocean Beach, on the 10th. I'll be there at noon, on the 10th. All day, afternoon. I'm going to protest the death of the Great Pacific Genocide, documented by Kevin. Dead tide pools. By the way, salmon season starts yesterday, the spring run. I'll be documenting that every day. So Oregon sets the fucking, they can still catch steelhead and keep one when there's fucking 12 in the entire fucking drainage in the Rogue. It's a catastrophe. It's an epic collapse catastrophe. Where's Trump on the Endangered Species Act? Where the fuck's he on that? In violation of law. You bitch about fucking tariffs. Fuck these globalists. These fucking scumbags. Tariffs are the best fucking thing that could ever fucking happen to us. But why is he indiscretionally doing it? You don't see him putting on his fucking wife's shoes. Pussy galore and fucking Octopussy, A Spy Who Loved Me. James Bond on Balco come true. She gives her friend $26 million to consult on the inauguration. How is she not in jail? This is unbelievable. You can't make it up. Tariffs are good, but let's put them on steel. We have no infrastructure for fucking steel. Why are they not on what we really do consume? The iPad. I participated in the fucking PhD when we did the iPad. I'm the guy that initiated that. Started that whole thing. $7 is all it cost you more to bring the fucking iPad, and we wouldn't have to have slaves making our goods. I'm a protectionist. I'm old school. Remember when that was an old blue democratic fucking progressive thing? You know, tariffs, which we had when we were socialists from 1945 to 79, when we had the strong, healthy American, when CEOs couldn't get away with making gazillions and robbing and looting, parking fucking money offshores. Fuck, it's unbelievable. Stand tuned. Fucking, I ain't giving up, you know. These are historic fucking times we live in. You're in denial. Everything's retro. Now, fuck you. It's not my pseudo de facto theology, you fake fuckers. Jesus Christ. You're all gonna rot in hell. You're all gonna rot in hell. You stand by and fucking just fucking abuse me while I fucking documented the greatest story in fucking human history. Fucking the Great Pacific, the fucking death of the fucking the planet via Fukushima. Fucking dumping in for 2,548 fucking days, and you think there's no consequences for that? Meanwhile, back on the ranch, fuck, get out of the fucking market. Get the fuck out. These globalist rats need to be fucking lined up. They need to be lined up, all of them. The academia professors lined up. The marine biologists know they need to be lined up and fucking charged. These criminal derelicts, General Electric, Chicago Bridge and fucking Iron, Arriva, fucking Toshiba, fucking all of them. These politicians, these corrupt government officials that work for the EPA, that work for the DQE, or the DEQ here, the DNR, they're corrupt bastards. I mean, until you fucking start locking these fucking criminals and going up, because they got all the money, they just steal it. They just steal it right in your face. They don't give a fuck. These are historic times. This fucking out by Greenpeace. If this doesn't alarm and scare the fuck out of you. Well, I tried to wake you dumb fuckers up. They're saying what I've been saying for, play back the tape, Your Honor, every day for 2,500. Why am I so obsessed with this? Because it's the greatest story in human fucking history. It's the greatest event in human history. The Great Pacific, what? The greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. And Sierra Club doesn't say a fucking word. And Greenpeace is coming out now. And they're supposed to be environmentalists. The greatest fucking event to the ecology in fucking human history by 10 billion times. I mean, what a joke. And I do all the fucking work. Send your money to Greenpeace. Go send your fucking money. Go give Sierra Club some more fucking money. Those pieces of shit don't do anything. Stegner's rolling over in his grave. Fucking stay tuned.